was a photo of a young lady by the name of Tshegofatso Pule, 8 months pregnant, life full of promise, beautiful young woman, found hanging from a tree in Ridderpoort a couple of days ago, not very far from where I'm actually doing this video right now. I was actually busy with the editing of the video I shared with you about Bandile's Kosana, 4-year-old boy that was brutally assaulted, stabbed 18 times, his life crushed out of him with a rock, when this popped up in my newsfeed. And as I was already in the space of just feeling nauseous about this young boy, I saw this and I stopped and I just had to take such a deep breath, and I just thought, what is wrong with us as a people group? What is wrong with our country? What is it going on that we are dealing with this day in and day out, and that this is not a priority for us to just come to a standstill and going, what are we going to do to fix this? In a country that is the rape capital of the world, where we murder our women and our young children at this astonishing rate, why is it that we are not locking down for this? Why is our freedoms not paused for this issue and this not being fixed? Why is this not worth the voting numbers to say nothing else is going to be more important than fixing this and dealing with this issue? I spent in the previous video just talking about how the heads of our political parties are just fighting for a spot in the limelight at the moment, and it seems like this stuff that is so destructive to our country is just not a priority to anyone. You have to read about how the infighting and this one trying to be more important than the other one, and now they want to visit the family, and I'm just thinking, if I had to go through this and you rocked up at my door, I will throw you off my property. If you didn't have time for me to try and make this world safer for my daughter and for my grandchild, then what are you doing right now? And if you hear, why does the whole world know about it? Why do you now want to make a big media spiel out of this? Why is it important now, and why is this not important out there? Where were we? But again, it's so easy to point the fingers to everyone else, but I'm asking again, what are your emotions this morning about this? How are you feeling about this? Are you thinking that, oh my goodness, luckily this wasn't in my neighborhood or in my town, or it's not my people, or it's not my income bracket, or whatever your excuses this morning? What are your emotions? How are you dealing with this? Because maybe Bandile was far enough, and maybe Tshegofatso is a little bit far still, but it's coming closer, and maybe the next one is a bit closer, and the next one is a bit closer to home. And what if this is at your doorstep? What are you going to do about that then? If we don't start mentoring our young boys into a process where they can grow up to be men that will not do these things, our country will get worse and worse and worse. And don't for one moment think that this is the worst it's going to get. We have been talking about this for so long. So the question again this morning is, what are you planning to do about this? Is this just another short video that you can either share or just ignore, and that's the end of it? It just can't be the end of it. So you have to take action. This is enough. We cannot continue to live like this. And if we don't start changing it, no one else is going to. So it's up to you and it's up to me. So today I'm asking you to take action. Send this to as many people as you know. If you know someone in the media, again, if you are in the media, then let's help to get the story out there. Let's help to bring attention to this thing that is worse than any other virus we've ever experienced. And let's start mentoring our young boys. Let's start changing our communities. If you can't give your time or any of the other things you can do, then give financially. Help us to put mentors in our vulnerable communities so we can stop these things. We have to start raising a generation of boys that is not going to be living these kind of lives, that will not enter into acts that is this horrendous and that are robbing us from the promises of young lives like that mother and that small unborn child. So it's up to you and it's up to me. What are you going to do about this today? I want you to take a moment and have a look at this photo of Tshegofatso. And I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to hold that breath while I'm talking. Imagine a country like South Africa where for a grown-up female, and the shock and surprise of what she's experiencing is not as big as for a 4-year-old. Because any woman in our country that has been living around South African men know that there's a fair chance that today might be the day that I will get assaulted, might get stabbed, might get raped, might get murdered. We see it in the faces of our women, of our wives, of our daughters as they walk in the streets. So imagine the last moments, a place where she should have felt safe, a place where she should have been feeling loved, and the shock and the horror when she realized that she's about to become a statistic in this country. The the violence, the assault, the angry hands, the grabbing, perhaps the tearing of clothes, the stabbing. Just imagine the feeling of a knife just going into your body. Imagine as a mom, just 8 months pregnant, just trying to think of protecting their child. Imagine the child experiencing in the womb all of this stuff, that adrenaline that's pumping through. And imagine for Tshegofatso, those last moments hanging from a tree. Imagine that rope around her neck and not being able to breathe, trying to drag in every breath and just cannot. Imagine that little baby in a womb that is deprived of oxygen in that moment. You want me to stop? You feel anxious when you just listen to this? And imagine just how it must have felt for her. Because for us it just doesn't seem to be ever enough.